All right, family. We black again. We here with a powerful discussion. Should America leave Ukraine to Europe and force the Europeans to reimburse the United States for all the billions? I don't know how many billions they done spent over there. They saying they didn't spend almost close to $100 billion in Ukraine. $100 billion. I don't know what for. What I mean, what are we getting out of that? You see, what are we getting out of that? So, you got to understand that a lot of these little peep squeak European, they didn't get they peep squeaks. They not the, these are not the, the European nations colonial time when they got one up on people with machine guns and all of that, and they were able to shoot people up and conquer people and take all their resources, steal all their treasures, all their artifacts and things of that nature. And so now today, many of them are ass kissers. Whatever they could get from somebody, that's who they're gonna politically align themselves with. Now, United States and the Israelis, and I don't support any of the political agendas of European peoples at all. You see, but I understand as a nation, when you kicking ass and you got threats and these threats are they trying to achieve power no different than you. And so there, it's nations on the planet, always been nations, two or three nations battling to be the supreme nation on the earth. It's always been that way. I don't know what world people live in. It ain't never been no world where it ain't been and some nation wasn't trying to be the big dog, or two nations or three vowing to try to be the big dog. So so either you're gonna be the big dog, you're gonna be the little dog, or you're gonna be the dead dog. You just got to choose which one you want to be, because there really ain't no in between. You see, yeah. Okay, they helping now. Well, they late to the they late, they late, they late. Especially because again, we got stake in the game. You know why? Because our tax money. If you working, your tax money going over there to Ukraine. Your tax money going over there when they ship them damn ships over there to the Persian Gulf. You know who paid for it? You paid for it. You see, you paid for it. So, when they get ready, they talking about they need 200 billion more dollars. You see, so where you think it's coming from. It's coming up out of your dollar that you work for. So you got to understand. So the Europeans, they might be trying to help now, but they're a little too late. For as far as I'm concerned, especially for the fact that you got soldiers all across Europe. You got 45,000 soldiers in Germany. You got damn Americans. So at at the bequest of that particular European nation, because they scared that Russia gonna run in on their ass. At that Russia, Vladimir Putin is the boogeyman of the European. And so they scared of Vladimir. They scared Vladimir gonna run in because they didn't already kicked off in their ass. They got a history. And so the Europeans is still shaking from when, the Soviet Union. I mean, you talking about they had Poland, Finland, they had a lot of the Romania, Albania, Croatia, all of them was a part of the Soviet Union. And so, the people got to understand Vladimir Putin, the Russians are imperialists. Okay, they are imperialists. They have taken over many nations that did not belong to them. And you understand? So they too, but that's why, many of the United States soldiers is over there, because many of them nations over there cannot defend themselves. They cannot beat Russia. You see, they cannot beat Russia, so they need the United States over there. And crazy as it, because we act like we don't know the history. Many of our grandfathers, great grandfathers, went to World War II, went over there to fight. You know what I'm saying? And to free them damn Europeans. You see, I don't know why, but it was black people over there too. It was black people over there too, and it's a lot of history that's not being told about that. They try to hide our people over there in Europe, but they've been over there, and and atrocities is still being enacted on them right now today, from and even during them time. But World War II, if it wasn't for and we talking about the Tuskegee Airmen. We talking about the brothers that was on the ground fighting them damn Germans and them damn Italians and them damn Japanese. Who the hell you think was fighting them? You see, it was our grandfathers and great grandfathers over there fighting that damn world, that damn war. Yeah, red tails. The red tails, the Tuskegee Airmen, you see, was the best damn fighter patrol in the United States military. You see, so how is it when people don't understand? So we didn't have to go. What the hell was we getting out of it? What the hell we getting out of going? We go to all these goddamn wars, and still over here ain't got no reparations, ain't got nothing from this country at all. You come back and you've went over there and fought in the war and come right over here and they'll spit in your face and call you a nigga. You have your military. Do you know how many brothers had the damn uniform? That don't mean shit. You see what I'm saying? That don't mean nothing. But we went over there and we fought. Okay, we fought. So the European, if the United States wouldn't have went over there, and they did not have to go over there, Europe would be a colony of the German people. If United States wouldn't have went over there, the world would be totally different today than what you see, because no European nation could beat Germany. Shit, the Brit, and what's crazy, if you look at it, it talks about how, and they talk about how Netanyahu tricked Donald Trump into going to Iran. But let's talk about how Winston Churchill tricked, I think it was Roosevelt. Teddy, was it? It was two Roosevelt. I got to see which one it was. But I know the president during World War II was Roosevelt, and how they tricked the United States into going over there. You know what I'm saying? Because they was about to take it to Britain. They had already took France. So you can't, yeah. Who trolled? Oh man, let them be. We got our eye on them. Yeah, we got our eye out on them. What you talking about? We paying for goddamn Ukraine right now. You talking about leading people on. You don't even know what you talking about, man. You don't even know what you talking about. I don't know where I don't know where y'all be getting y'all news from. It must be from Nickelodeon. Y'all getting y'all goddamn news from Cartoon Network. You see what I'm saying? Y'all got to quit watching all that. All this shit fake news. All of it fake news. But I tell you what, I know damn sure a lot as what the Europeans feel about Iran. Black people, most Americans, period, feel that way about Ukraine. We ain't worried about them. You keep talking about where you missing the point. That just showed me you don't know what you're talking about. We talking about pulling our dollar from over there and let them handle their own business. You talking about leave them alone, man? You tap dancing Douglas Allen. You's a tap dancing nigga. That's all you do, man. You don't have no real agenda. You just in here talking out the side of your mouth because you don't know nothing. And that's why we need to have people like you in here to show you what type of ignorant Negroes is out here making decisions for us at this time. We ain't nobody messing with them people. We saying leave them people over there alone. Let them spend their own money and let Vladimir go and do what he gonna do. Yeah, leave him alone. And you go back over there in 15 years and half of Europe will be speaking Russian. That's what'll happen. It'll be speaking Russian. And so, yeah, let it happen. Let it go, let it happen. We ain't got nothing to do with that. So if they can't support and, going into, petroleum, when damn near all the oil, United States ain't getting no oil from over there. You see? Yeah, they started because a lot of time they ain't got the balls to deal with a lot of them. Iran will probably whoop Britain by themselves. Iran will probably whoop France by itself. More than likely, they probably will hurt them. It'll be a devastating blow for France to go over there to try to fight. So they ain't gonna do it. You probably couldn't get the British and the French to go over there and fight Iran. They'll probably kick both of their ass together. So they always gonna cop out. They ain't got the power no more to go and do nothing. So they always gonna cop out. But when it comes to their security, like what's going on over there in Iran, then they want you to join in and it's even behind me, when the United States was talking about pulling out support, they didn't told the man. They told the man, tap. That's what they say. Go on to end the war. That's what he don't want to end it. Well, okay, then you go ahead and fight. Okay? Go ahead and fight. So they the ones over there. You see Macron and you see Keir Starmer, and they the ones over there paying for that war. They the ones that want to see that war. We'll let them send their children over there. You see what I'm saying? And do that. See, a lot of these European nations got a lot of Muslims in it. And I'm talking about in key areas where they got their constituents, and they have to appease them Muslims, them Arabs over there. And so they not quick to, you see, when it come time to deal with Iran and things of that nature, you see, and so since they ain't got the wherewithal to stand up and deal with them, somebody gonna have to deal with them. And I understand, even in not taking a position, I know that if Iran could get on top of the United States and the Israelis, they would do it. Would they try to get a nuclear? Even now, they most definitely gonna try to get a nuclear weapon. They gonna most definitely get a nuclear weapon now. Shit, you know what I'm saying? Because if you think they're gonna keep letting the United States and the Israelis run in on them, and that's why I say this gonna lead. They the type, them two, the Israelis and the Iranians would be the first to have a nuclear war, because both of them are mad dog. They got mad dog syndrome. They over there foaming at the mouth. They can't wait to start a war. Both of them got mad dog syndrome. And so if Iran get a nuclear weapon, man, you'll have a nuclear war between the Israelis and Iran. You'll have where you have two nations shooting nuclear missiles at one another. Imagine that. They'll do it. Them two right there do it. I think, where you got United States, you got Russia, you got China. They got pretty decent civil, nations, meaning, they got a certain level of quality. The Chinese got an ancient history. They got great history all over. They ain't ready to just destroy their shit. They ain't ready to just destroy that. So yeah, they got them, but they ain't looking to destroy the world. Okay, and they ain't looking to destroy the world. The Russians sable saber rattle, but they ain't ready to destroy the world neither. But when it comes to what's going on over there in that so-called Middle East, it is the most volatile area on the planet. You see, at one point in time, every nation over there was warring. You see, it was something blowing up over there every other day. And so they always got something going on over there. And so with this hate, you know what I'm saying, that they have for one another. And I don't want to get off into it. They ready. And so if you could see what they doing to each other with the blowing up, the suicide bombers, what the Israelis doing to the Palestinians, how Hezbollah is shooting off missiles into Israel, the Houthis down in Yemen firing off at ships and shit and everything. If they was to acquire nuclear weapons, what the hell you think would happen with them? They got mad dog syndrome. Man, please. So you have to think about it, and I do believe, and a lot of people don't believe. I do believe it, because if I was in Iran position and you had the United States and the Israelis running in on their country every damn 3 months, bombing them, what the hell you think they're gonna try? Look what Kim Jong-un. That's why Kim Jong-un over there in North Korea, he got the bomb to keep them from running in on. And so people have learned that now, that if you want to keep these bigger nations from running in on you, get you a nuclear bomb. So do I believe Iran is trying? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And shit, and so because they were saying that about North Korea. And did he get it? Yeah, he got it. They knew it before he was getting. They saying North Korea trying to get the nuclear bomb. And people, and a lot of people was saying the same thing. Oh, he ain't, and ended up with it. It wasn't even long after that. He had it. He had it. Not only did he have it, he had, when they found out that they had nuclear bomb, shit, they had about 20. They didn't just have one. They had already been doing it. Why people? And so they was correct. So is Iran trying to get new? Yes, I believe it. Yes. Why wouldn't they? Shit, I mean, why wouldn't they? To keep these imperialists from running, and they imperialists themselves. So they want to join the club, especially to offset the Israelis having nuclear bombs. You see, they want to offset that. So to give themselves some leverage that they can't just, but that's going to end up being disastrous. That's going to end up being a disaster, because they most definitely will have a nuclear war over there. They'll be the first 2 nations that'll have it, and I just see that. It's not even hard to it's not even hard to see it happening. But if the Europeans don't call the United States for shit, stay on over there and fight your own fight. You know what I'm saying? That's just like Greenland. People don't understand the military importance of Greenland. You had to think about it. That's just like I was thinking about Crimea, because Crimea was, I think, an island that was connected to Ukraine, much like Greenland. The strategy, they didn't want them to set up on that island. If that that the United States and NATO set up, and they put some missiles on it, or they'll be right there, pointing right at Moscow. So they didn't want that. So you know what they did? They went right down there and took it. That's what Vlad, and ain't nobody took it back. He understood the military importance of that island, the Crimea, and he took it, and ain't nobody took it back. He took it under the Obama administration. So when you look at, and once you understand the importance of Greenland, you see what I'm saying? And if China or Russia was to get Greenland and they'd be sitting right on top of the United States. They could strike the United States in like 5 or 10 minutes from Greenland, where it would take a longer, time period to shoot it from, straight from Russia, it probably would take 30 minutes to an hour. You could see it and have an opportunity to knock it down. But 5 and 10 minutes, you see what I'm saying? It'll be on top of your head before you know it. And so what do you do? Do you take it? Do you take it, or what do you do? Denmark can't protect Greenland. Denmark is a peep squeak nation, and they one of the nations that Russia could take right now, and they talking about it. They over there, running drills where they come right up on the border of Finland and all of them, testing them out to see how they would react. They don't have enough soldiers to deal with that. So what the hell is Denmark gonna do when they can't even protect Denmark? What they gonna do for Greenland? So if Vladimir Putin do a Crimea and run in on Greenland, the United States would be fucked. Yeah, so that's why the United States talking about taking it. You see, because them Europeans ain't got no wherewithal. They ain't gonna do shit. If he take it, they ain't gonna do shit. So yes, we should lead them over there and let them fight their own war. And if at the least, if the United States help them, which it doesn't include us, because we ain't got nothing to do with no Ukraine. You see what I'm saying? We ain't got nothing to do with Ukraine. Help, stop the violence right here on these streets, right over here where we live. You see what I'm saying? Spend all that money stopping the violence and building up the infrastructure of cities where our people live right here. That's what I'm talking about. You see, so but at the minimum, if they sending money over here when the United States asks for help, you understand what I'm saying? That they should, at the very minimum, be ready to lend a hand on some shit without if you ride with the general, and that's how we ride, nigga. We roll out. I don't want to hear, nigga. If we get into it, we all get it. So if you get into it with anybody in the clique, you get into it with everybody. You know what I'm saying? And if we turn around, nigga, and you ain't in the scrap, wait till we get back to the hood, nigga. We gonna beat the brakes off your ass. You gonna get kicked out the clan. You see what I'm saying? You getting kicked out the clan. So anytime you got, you doing like, that's like my man on Boys in the Hood. He said, "Let me out, though." Ice Cube was called Dough Boy. Who was that? Who played? What's that nigga name? He said, "Let me out, though." He ready to get out the car. I understand, nigga. You ain't ready to. And I'm talking about for something that count. I'm not talking about for something that don't count. You see what I'm saying? But let me out, though. He ready to get out the car. He ain't ready to ride no more. And that's what these niggas is doing. This is what they doing. This is what they doing. They getting out the car, but then as soon as somebody get on their head, you the first one to call. They need to be taught a lesson. Real talk. They need to be taught a lesson. We about to go over to Patreon, family. I got some powerful information. We're going to be talking about these Mexican cartels and the Chinese cartels, mafia, been running the underground drug trade in the United States. This been going on for a minute. Ain't nobody talking about that. The Chinese is buying big land over here. They over here growing all type of marijuana, paying the Mexican cartel to funnel in Chinese nationals. They literally enslaving them. It's literally human trafficking where they bring them from China and force them into these growing farms, damn near ball and chain on the damn growing farm where they growing all this weed and then all this. Yeah, it's crazy how people don't understand that they are trying to destroy the United States from the inside out. They trying to, poison the people. You understand what I'm saying? Poison the people, putting, fentanyl and everything else on just prescription pills and everything. People don't understand how powerful it is. And by the time they realize, you got a lot of people that's dead. You see what I'm saying? They don't understand that fentanyl, how powerful fentanyl is. 100 times stronger than morphine, 50 times stronger than heroin. And so they done mixed it in all type of prescription pill, fake black market prescription pills and everything. And believe it or not, man, you quiet as kept. They could be putting it on that damn weed too. You see, they putting it on all. You got to watch these methodologies in which they use and to grow this shit. It's not the same as you do it. A lot of people say it's dirt, but I don't know. I ain't, that ain't my thing no more. You feel what I'm saying? So I don't know what it is, but I tell you what, they running the underground market, and if they not running it, they got a strong hand in it. That they got some, they got some power over the streets and what you consuming out there. And so you better know that. And the fact that they could and be warned with you on one level, and you don't realize they warned with you on another level. You see, they warn with you on all kind of levels, but because you running around here watching this bullshit news, you don't even know what the hell going on, and it's happening right up under your nose. Get over there to Patreon, family. We going over there right now. Got 2 heavy presentations with the all the receipts. We got some heavy videos that we gonna that's gonna be documenting some of this information. We're gonna have heavy commentary on this, and I'll see you real soon. All right, family. Boom, Black Power.